Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, you're tuning in to another episode of Car Musings. How's everybody doing today? I'm your host, Matt Morgan, and yes, you are here once again. I know what the hell. I didn't mean to listen to this crap. Yeah, well, you are here and you're listening to this crap, and hey, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for tuning in today, whether or not you meant to or not. Yes, I'm the one and only Mad Morgan. And yeah, check us out, themadmorgan.com. Don't forget, that's where we live. More stuff coming up. Check it out. Anyways, I've been promoting, I don't know if you've been listening to the last few episodes, but I've been promoting the moron log. Not plural. I think the other day I might have said it was plural, but moron log. I've been promoting these guys because they're coming up with an idea which is pretty brilliant, I think. Basically calling people out. It's just important. I think people need to recognize, what they're doing and everything else. So I don't know. Check them out. I'm not sure if they're going to be up and running, but I know they said that they were working on it. Anyways, all that aside, how's your integrity? Keeping it in check? You know, please check it out. Yeah, so what's going on in the world? It's really weird. The job market sucks. People are losing jobs. More people are losing jobs. Not the people that should be losing their jobs are losing their jobs, but unfortunately, the people that have, families and shit and really, in sensitive situations where multiple people rely on them are losing their jobs. And as you all know, I started this 2 years ago myself, but it's a snowball effect. I'm just hoping that karma catches up to those sons of bitches that shouldn't have jobs, and they pay the piper, so to speak. I think that would be you're not supposed to turn there, dickhead. Anyways, I hope they pay the piper, so to speak, for what they dish out. You reap what you sow type bullshit. Anyways, enough about that. I was asked a question recently, which I thought was kind of interesting, as I'm trying to actually answer some questions when it comes to things because I have a few people that are looking out to try to get me back on track, and I appreciate them for it. There's the destroyers, and then there's the creators. So I love the people that create. Um, but the thing is that sometimes they want to ask questions. One of the questions that I don't know got presented to me was, "What's your greatest achievement?" And I started thinking about this one. I've done some minor things here and there, leadership roles. I've reinvented operations. I have, completely expanded, you know, portfolios and platforms and learning scapes. I mean, I've dabbled into this, that, and everything else, right? I've been all over the map when it comes to achievements, but I don't think they're major achievements, right? Like you start thinking about yourself and you're like, okay, well, if I had to look back at my life, what's my greatest achievement? Well, I've had little ones here and there and everywhere else. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and they are quite some achievements that, some go unspoken and some get recognized. So, I think that's pretty awesome, and I'm awesome for it, and I appreciate it for it. But the thing is that, you know, what's the greatest achievement? And that was probably the one question that really hit me recently was, what's your greatest achievement? I started thinking about this one. If I had to narrow down my greatest achievement because of, whatever, I'd have to say it's my kid, my daughter. She is like my greatest achievement. With what she succeeded in doing, I realistically, I had a hand in that. I had a hand in that because I helped raise her. And so I would have to say, when it comes to my greatest achievement, that's my greatest achievement, my daughter, because of what she's accomplished. Um, I, for years, I've not taken credit for any of it. I've always give the credit to my wife as being that because of my wife's background and education and intelligence and everything else. I've always given her the credit, but realistically, I'm part of that equation. So, which begs the question, what are you proud of? What's your accomplishment? What do you feel that you've achieved? And I'm not trying to steal away from my daughter because she's years apart and miles apart of anything I've ever achieved. But you know, you got to ask yourself, if somebody asks you the question, what would be your greatest achievement? What would you consider to be, you know, your greatest achievement if somebody asked you? So that's what it comes down to. What is your greatest achievement? Mine is what I mentioned out of all the little ones, if I want to talk of big ones. So, what have you done? Have you scaled Mount Everest? Have you written a book? Have you conquered great heights? Have you done this? Have you done that? Like, what if you had to be asked that question? What would have been your greatest thing that you have accomplished? And it's a tough question. It really is. It really is. Like, I'm not talking about petty accomplishments. I'm talking about actual accomplishments, not sexual conquest or anything like that. I'm talking about actual, actual feasible, making a difference in the world type of accomplishments and achievements, right? You know, it's a tough question. It really is. Remember, your accomplishments are for you, right? It's for what you feel you've accomplished. It's nobody else's viewpoints on the accomplishment. Because the smallest thing in the greater scheme of things could be nothing to the rest of the world, but to you, it's a major thing. And you should be proud of that. Be proud of that, own that, and you know, put it on the memories of what your legacy is and go, hey, I did this. I'm proud of this. This is one of the things I want to be remembered for, and go with it. That's you know, and nothing is too big and nothing is too small. But even the little accomplishments do add up to something. But they're little accomplishments for you. Maybe they're bigger for other people, right? Maybe other people will view those things as being, yeah, those are huge, but not everybody will. Like, I mean, I've done some amazing stuff in my life that, frankly, other people have sat back in like awe and everything else and went, whoa, you know, that's impressive. To me, though, it was nothing next level, right? To me, though, it was just something that I did it. It was something I had the ability to do. It was something that, whereas everybody else is oohing and eyeing, I was just like, all right, well, you know, it is what it is. Um, so, you know, your accomplishments come down to what you deem to be the accomplishment that is of greatest to you, regardless of what everybody else thinks, right? So, I mean, I think back of it, and there's little things here and there. There's petty little things here and there. But there's a, you know, when I was asked that question recently, what's the biggest accomplishment? I'm like, yeah, that would probably have to be it. My kid, my kid, she's going to do great things. She is going to do awesome things in her life, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, they say that your child should succeed beyond you. That's great, and I hope and I know she will. She'll succeed beyond me. She'll go off to great things, and it's not that I failed at anything. I didn't. It's just my greatest thing is that my worst tribute is the fact is that I've always been convinced I'll always have enough time, right? Because I've had greatness in many different ways. You know, you're talking about achievements, but I've always felt that I'll always have more time. Like in my head, I want to live forever. For a lot of different reasons, I want to live forever, but mainly to see whether or not human nature gets it right, gets their head out of their asses, and figures out how to get along and support each other and love each other and everything else. That's what I want to figure out on whether or not we can actually get that done, right? If we can get that done, great. But it's really getting difficult more and more each day, especially with the stupidity we see. Which that's a parallel universe type topic for another time, but yeah, it's so, you know, I turned 53 recently, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm old, and I'm feeling older when the world kind of looks, kind of hampers you down, and it's just like, holy shit, like, but in today's world, is it old? No, I still have plenty of years ahead of me, and if I can crack the code of living forever, yeah, it's definitely something I plan on doing anyways, because I really want to see where we're going to end up being, where the evolution is, and if things are actually going to work out. That's the big, 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 big question I have. So, and I want to have more accomplishments. I know I'm designed for greater things that I still haven't even touched yet, right? That I still have to touch and still have to knock out. And I'm sure you do too. You think about your achievements, and you're like, well, shit, there's still stuff I want to do. Then do it. Just do it. Make a plan. Figure it out. Get it done. You can sit and think about it, but it's procrastination and not getting off your ass and getting it done. That's the thing, though. It's keeping motivated. That's also something that really haunts me. Is the fact is that I'll get engaged in something, I'll get going, I'm knocking it out, and all of a sudden I lose steam, and it's like, okay, that's it. Falls to the wayside. If I would only see it through, in most cases, damn, I would be just laughing, which I got to get back on track because now it's to the point and push comes to shove. That's another story altogether. So think about your achievements. Be proud of your achievements. Set new goals. Make new achievements. That's what I'm saying. That's 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 what everybody should do. I think is set achievements, set goals, make those achievements happen. Add to your legacy. Add to the story that is you. Make that story interesting too. So, you know, it's a shame when I've seen so many people that have passed on and they seem to have been forgotten. Like, it breaks my heart to think that not everybody's forgotten, but they're still forgotten. People stop thinking about them when they pass on. And I don't think that's right. I think everybody should be remembered, not just by loved ones, but by everybody that came in contact with them. I think those people should be remembered. I don't think there's a reason why they should fall to the wayside. I know there are some people that should fall to the wayside and not be remembered because they really didn't do much. They were scum. They were unethical, bad moral compass, no integrity. And I could think of a dozen names right now, of people like that for some reason are so convinced that, you know, they know what they're doing. Turn the fucking turn signal, Dick. Jesus Christ. Learn to fucking drive. Um, there's some people that just don't think their shit stinks. They think that they've done nothing wrong, that they're perfect. And uh, their achievements don't amount to much. I don't think they should be remembered. But you, my listeners, should be remembered. If you're doing good things, you're helping people, you're trying to make a better change in this world, make those achievements count. Make it part of your legacy. Make new achievements. Let your legacy be known so your name is not forgotten because you've made a difference and you did a positive change on the world. Positive change for more people than just you, but for everybody, right? That's something to be proud of. Whether or not it's in your years now or later on, that's just something that you should be proud of if you're doing good things, right? Just be proud of it. Own it. Be happy with it. That's what I'm saying. That's the way to do it. Anyways, I'm going to leave that with you. You figure out the goals, the achievements that you actually want to knock out. I'm pretty sure you could figure it out, but do reflect, as I said, back on where you've been, what you've done, small or big. Just embrace it, love it, cherish it. Just take it all in, and just Own it. Own it like you mean it. That you want to own it, and recognize it too, because it's something that you did. It's something that you either excelled at or something you're just proud of. I'm just saying that's what everybody should do, right? So yeah, I have a few more ideas, a few more goals, a few more achievements. I'm far from done. You know, um, what's the expression? When the going gets tough, the tough get going, or doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. In the roughest of times is usually when you find your biggest of strengths. And that's kind of where I'm at. Is just like every single setback I've had in my life, trying to reach goals and achieve stuff. You know, at the end of it all, once you persevere through it, once you struggle through it, once you work your way to get beyond all that, you just come out of it so much stronger that you're, you know, you're freaking almost invincible with regards to what you can do. I think it's great, frankly. I think it's absolutely great. And I think it's important that everybody go through tough times to know how to be resilient and to know how to survive and pull through it. You know, that's the biggest thing. It's important. It's important to get through those challenges. Anyways, that's about it. Be proud of where you're at. Be proud of what you've done, and remember, don't discredit yourself from being involved in anything that you've actually had a hand in, because you had a hand in it. That's still yours to own. That's not anybody else's to own. That is partly of yours to own. And if you did any significant contribution that actually made a difference, by all means, rejoice in that. Be happy with that. There you go. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to beat this dead horse. So, enough on that one. I'm going to wrap this episode up. Yeah, we're going to call it on this one. I've had a long night. I've had a long night. I'm pulling driving gigs now, and just to have a few bucks coming in. And my shift last night went way late, and then by the time I got home, I'm like, I gotta get up in like 2 hours for my kid. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going to bed. So now it's pushing 6:30. Holy crap! I am just going to go home to bed because I know my wife's going to wake me up in 5 hours and say, "Get up, we need to go to Costco. Get up, let's go to Costco. We need to go shopping." Damn it. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Hey, I'm going to keep you posted with the good news. I'm really, I know I'm on the upswivel when it comes to that. I'm, you know, I think I've done my time, and I'm just trying to keep at bay the demons in my head that wants to seek vengeance. But I think the vengeance itself is going to be when I'm succeeding, going into the new year, being so profitable and so ahead of it. You know, it's it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Because if it's not Scottish, it's crap. Anyways, I'm Rose Matt Morgan. You listen to another episode, as zany as it is, of Car Musings. Thank you for tuning in. You know, they can't all be zingers, my friends. But, I still appreciate you being here, tuning in, all that stuff. Keep your stick on the ice. Keep your head on straight. Keep your integrity in check. Check out themadmorgan.com. And also, moronlog.com. When they get it up and running and everything else, check it out, moronlog.com. It's going to be interesting. The concept's been kicked around for a while, but, you know, coming down to actually getting it out these guys have been kind of thinking about it for a while, and what do they go with? What do they call it? Blah blah blah. So they let me know recently. They're like, yeah, we're gonna get this off. So check it out. Let your listeners know. I'm like, all right, I'll let them know. Anyways, I'm out of here. My host Mad Morgan. Have a good night or a good day, whatever time it is, and I will see you next episode. Take care till then. Bye for now.